Hi, welcome back. Well, we have in the studio today a very special person, a woman of the future who also appears to be a woman right now as well, Rowena Gilbett. How are you, Rowena?
I'm well, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, so you just recently won the People's Choice Award at the Australian Women's Weekly Woman of the Future Awards. What was all that about?
Well, basically it's an award that the Women's Weekly and Qantas run together, and it's to encourage and support young women in their endeavours or their companies in terms of they're trying to make a difference in the community. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I won the People's Choice.
Awesome. For
my program, which is called Strong Girl Fitness.
Wow, so there were like young entrepreneurs, young scientists and all this sort of stuff. But
yes.
You're a teacher with a focus on girls' fitness, and you're
yep.
up at Kempsey High School.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't want to be mean about Kempsey, but I have heard it's a little bit rough sometimes. Is that right?
Kempsey is definitely a community which is not without its problems, mm-hmm. You know, like all communities, but unfortunately there do seem to be some, you know, problems that are, I guess, magnified there. And what I found when I started teaching there a few years ago, that there weren't a lot of programs that were specifically for girls, mm-hmm. and that specifically supported girls, especially at Kempsey High School. Okay. There were a lot of rugby league programs. In the town there's a lot of boxing, soccer, but nothing that the girls could uniquely call their own. Okay. And so I started this program up. At that time it wasn't called Strong Girl Fitness, it was just called Girls Gym. Girls Gym, yeah. And it was just a small group of girls that met once a week after school and you know, would do some training, and it's just grown from there. Well,
now when I think back on my high school days, Rowena, I don't know if it was the same for you, but when I think of, you know, here comes sport, you know, weekly sport or PE, a lot of the girls suddenly seem to be taken ill and suddenly seem to, you know, need to,
there's all these mythical diseases that
disappear
just
to
pop
the
up.
bathroom, and of course their friend needed to go with them to help them as well, and they were notoriously absent from sport. Is this still an issue in the 21st century? 100%,
100%. And that's something else that's really interesting that you bring up, because when I was teaching PE, because I'm a PE teacher, I was finding that girls would they'd disappear. I'd be having discipline issues. They'd simply just sit down in the middle of the field when we're playing soccer and just refuse to do anything. And I thought, this is ridiculous.
What is it with girls in sport? What's the problem?
I'm not sure, but I think what it comes down to is that sport is hard. Okay,
like it's physically challenging.
It's physically challenging, and obviously as a teenage girl, you've got other issues like a lot of body image, so girls might try and do their hair nicely for school or wear their makeup and, oh no, my makeup's going to run. But what I was finding was girls were hating soccer, they were hating basketball, and I was tearing my hair out going, well, what can I do to get these girls involved in physical activity? Because at the end of the day, as teachers, we're trying to educate children to be better adults, and if they're going to hate soccer in high school, they're not going to go and join a soccer team after high school. Sure. And so I started trialling running fitness classes in PE, and I was finding that suddenly girls who were, you know, notoriously disappearing off to the bathroom were coming back to class and saying, wow, this is awesome, can we do this again? And they had sweat running down their face, their lipstick was up where their mascara should have been, and and it was really, really cool to see that they were getting involved, and they you know, didn't seem to have a care in the world, but actually trying to improve themselves. So
when you say fitness class, what actual activities does that involve?
So we did a lot of CrossFit style stuff. So we started with a lot of body weight things because of a lack of equipment. So we'd do like a lot of lunges, some short sprints, not too far. Okay. So push-ups, sit-ups. Yeah, a lot of calisthenics type stuff, and we played around with a little bit of gymnastics as well, and the girls really, really got into that. Okay. So, yeah. Wow.
And this is now called what? Strong Girl
Fitness. Yeah. Yep. And we've been really fortunate that we've been able to get a gym. Like an actual weights room gym at our school, and so we've got, you know, equipment to use, and the Strong Girl Fitness now incorporates, you know, we've got powerlifting, and we touch on Ollie lifting, Olympic lifting a little bit, You know, and we do a lot of work with running and body weight and gymnastics.
So strong girl fitness is not just a label. There is actually physical strength involved.
Definitely.
Wow.
And the girls love it because, you know, if it ever happens that in PE class we do something like that with the boys, the girls love that they can actually give the boys a run for their money.
Okay.
In terms of their fitness, which is really, really exciting.
Is there something special, though, doing the program in a single gender setting, though, like most of the time?
I think so. Not only because, you know, the girls are, I guess, more likely to participate because they're not intimidated or embarrassed, but the other thing is as well, other issues come up in the program. You know, you've got a group of girls and issues are going to come up like body image, boys, and you can have a chat to them and you can build a rapport and a relationship with them, and you can actually, you know, influence them positively much more so than if there were boys present in the room.
So it's more of a safe atmosphere to deal with other stuff that comes up. Wow, that's incredible. And I understand it's not just their fitness and their health that's improved, but you've also seen other positive changes?
Yep. So I've had teachers of some of these students who have come to me and said, you know, we'll call this girl Sally, for example. You know, Sally has really started improving in maths. She's really started trying. She's really started actually attempting things. And since she's found that because she's trying, she's getting better at it, which is really cool. Girls are starting to turn up to school more often. They're starting to turn up to cross countries and athletics carnivals because...
Yeah, which are the classic, forgot to go to school today,
Mum said I didn't have to go, but they're starting to turn up, and not only are they starting to turn up, they're starting to win and then to go to the next level and to win. And we've had girls who were previously inactive, previously did not come, and they've gone on to represent at regional and state level, which is really, really exciting.
Wow, that's incredible. Now, I understand that, you know, a public school is not the place for you to, you know, be evangelising, you know, for your faith, but you are a person of faith yourself.
Yep, definitely.
Does that come into your, I guess, your ethic of service or the way that you interact with these young women? Yep,
well, I think, because something that I strongly believe is that, you know, you should grow where you're planted. I'm a teacher, and I believe that my calling is to work in the public system because there are kids there that will never, ever, ever see a Christian unless, you know, there is a Christian teacher there, especially in a small town. So I guess, you know, my service or my mission is to you know, show these kids a glimpse of what a Christian or what Christ could be like. And it's, you know, really cool because, again, going back to the afternoon program and going on camps, there will be times where questions are asked and they go, "Oh, Miss, what do you believe in?" I go, "Well, you know, I'm a Christian, like I believe in God." And, you know, conversations ensue from then. And all I can hope is that, you know, I can plant little seeds that will eventually, you know, maybe grow and flourish.
Yeah, and I guess that's part of a public school environment, isn't it? It's about diversity and it's about experiencing different people with different beliefs, and you're in the mix, and it's great that you're there.
Yeah.
Wow. Hey, thanks so much, Rowena. I really appreciate you coming in
that's all right.
to share, and hey, all the best and go harder, and all power to you. Love
Thank you very much.
We'll be back in just a minute.